Yo, welcome back to Wook Plus
What's
Weekend Wook, joined
up?
by T and Great Went for an
Fancy
after
opening.
Fish after show. Would you say, Kev?
That was a fancy opening.
Oh yeah, I like that with the waves. It's chill, got a
Yeah.
vibe. It was cool getting a Yamar too after you suggested that yesterday, and we were like, oh yeah, we should put that as the intro, and then we got one tonight.
Can I ask a question up front?
Sure, man.
Do you spell Yamar as 2 words or 1?
I saw them as 2 words.
See, I spell it as 1. That's all what I always wrote on tapes.
Yeah, Mar.
I feel like when you're handwriting it, you could get away with some like I don't know if there's a space there or not, but when you're typing, it's more obvious.
Right.
Mhm. But when you say it, it's not like yeah, Mar. It's Yamar.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing though. Yamar, you know.
You know,
No, I think
Yamar.
it is officially 2 though.
Oh,
Hey,
Yamar.
what's up,
Yamar.
Llama? Mexico
Your mama.
Llama. What'd you think of the show tonight? Big picture, overall take before
was
we go
great.
through the set list.
It was great. It was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. Like starting with Harry Hood, amazing. Like that right there relieved all travel stress. Just those opening notes. Like
Yeah.
just
It's a super
alleviated a
strong
whole
way.
day. Yeah. It's
Was
great.
the day stressful leading up into it? I mean, I guess
No.
traveling and stuff, but we
No.
traveled yesterday.
I traveled yesterday, but like all my stresses from yesterday taken away.
Right.
Anybody from today's traveling, stress is taken away. Like
How are the cocktails?
Yamar, cocktails are great, man.
How are the tacos?
You know how the cocktails are. You
They're
talked to Llama in
conch.
the
Is
green
that
room.
what you want? Yeah.
Yeah, so opening up the show with the Harry Hood, I thought was a really good choice to kind of set the stage for the weekend, and not limp in. I think it's kind of something that we've been seeing a lot in 4.0 is kind of the upside down set or upside down show. I wonder if part of that was this always scheduled to be a one setter, or is it because of
Yeah.
the weather delay?
No, it's
No.
so
No,
everybody
it was
can fly
always
in.
one. It was always one set.
Okay.
Which again, I think is either I don't know, weak or I mean, either go strong with like a 6-song set and just jam the fuck out of everything and make it like really jammy, or play 2 sets. I mean, they basically played 14 songs, which if you took instead of taking a 45-minute break, you actually took the see you in 15 minutes that Trey always says and made that the set break. But you could probably fit in 2 sets pretty easily.
I
But-
bet you dollars to donuts they eat dinner in between sets, and that's why it's a
Always.
45-minute break.
Oh, always.
So
used to
they
watch-
ate dinner beforehand this time.
Oh yeah.
Wait, but I'm
yeah.
confused. You're lobbying for the set break tonight, like for not doing one set shows.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you're
I
gonna-
would rather have the ongoing set. I think
No, I'd
because-
rather have 2 sets. Like it's like Dick's. Like give me a full, like just do a full show.
that was my
Give me
favorite
4
night at
nights.
Dick's was the Friday night with the one set.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like the set
'Cause of
dynamics
the
of
rain.
like
You just liked it because of the rain.
well, yeah, that was dope. But no, like I feel like the set dynamics of opening and closing and opening, closing, and like where things fit just kind of fucks with when you have one long musical experience. That's always, I think, some of the
And it
best.
starts
Fish.
later, so you have till 9 o'clock. You go have a late dinner, a couple cocktails, get your mind
Well,
right. You go in,
hey,
it's 9 o'clock.
Hold up. Like Kev, when you walk into the venue, right? There's like so much shit to do. Like you can go over to the beach and do the beach activities. You can go over to the VW bus and get whatever they have over there. It's like tacos and other kind of like it's great. Everything's kind of individualized based on what your interests are. You know, and I think
And my interest would be
I think
sleeping
it's good.
until 8:30. I sleep till 8:30 and walk over and catch the show and go back to bed by midnight.
Oh, you don't. sleep at night.
that's why
You're
you have a
lying.
hotel room, Kev.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to just walk through the show?
We
then?
digress.
Yeah. I was gonna say I gotta
MoMA.
try to
How
keep
about
us
the MoMA?
focused.
I had
How
3
about the
people ask me
MoMA?
about Wook Plus, and I said join in tonight.
There you go.
So there.
All right, let's stay focused. What'd
So
you think of
MoMA
MoMA, Kev?
dance. MoMA, we had problems with Fishman's mic, or Fishman wasn't into singing for part of it.
Well,
which I
wait, go
found a
back
little
for a
strange.
second go back for a second with that and talk about the end of Hood, because Trey didn't sing the end of Hood, which was weird. And the camera was on him jamming, and you could hear them singing the end of Hood. And I was asking you guys, I was like, wait, is somebody singing, or is this like is Trey not stepping up to the mic? So I think there was a few audio hiccups to start the show. Anyway, it seemed
Or
like
miscues between the band.
or
Trey
something, because
wasn't
he was
ready
talking
to.
into the mic to somebody a couple times during Hood, and then Fishman at the beginning of MoMA wasn't singing, so there was definitely something weird going on. But I just thought it was weird that Trey wasn't singing the end of Hood and jamming, and you could hear somebody singing.
You
so.
could hear the crowd though. The crowd took over and was singing it. I know, like the audience in the mix was really prominent at that point. It was kind of cool.
Can we
But
do
you
a
can only
poll?
hear Mike and Paige singing too, which is what I was hearing, and you were like, somebody's singing, but it's definitely not Trey.
Yeah.
So
Can we do a live poll? Can you set up a poll live of
There's a
how your
poll right
stream
now.
was? Well, I thought we could do how was your stream, because I've been hearing both sides of it.
No, I'm not doing that. But I will say,
the streams?
I think it's pretty cool how those flubs or miscues or whatever didn't seem to get in their head and fuck up the night and the flow, right? Because I have seen shows where something like that happens, and it kind of like percolates, and like, you know, there ends up being a little more sloppiness or a little more things happening. And I felt like they were really clean and tight tonight, and that those early miscues in the show didn't, you know, negatively impact the rest of the show.
As they continued to have miscues.
And just so Kev doesn't get all whiny and bitchy and stuff, let us know in the chat what you thought of the stream tonight. I thought it sounded great. I think they really stepped up and fixed the mix.
As somebody who was right in front of the soundboard, which is where the mix comes from, I thought it was amazing. Like,
I was talking about
sound
the
was
stream
great.
mix, but I'm sure the live
Like,
mix was also great.
Well, no, because
like,
we've
it
heard
was
the
great.
issue.
You know,
Well,
yeah.
We heard the issue about the one source, one mix for live and the stream. So he's saying it sounded great standing there. I think that's cool. That's a good one.
It was the sand. The sand made it sound good.
Got sand in its crack and was ready to
Exactly.
go. But so
I
backwards.
I can't talk about sand. I had to sign a waiver. Sorry.
Right. Back on the train was long.
We
But
keep
I
going
didn't-
back one and then skipping a song. So like we skipped Hood to talk about MoMA, then we went back to Hood, and now we're skipping MoMA. That's fine. Back on the Train was super fun. I think that was a great,
Always, yeah.
clean, fun jam.
I don't feel like it ever goes anywhere though. The
I mean,
jam
it's
itself.
It always has a good. I don't know. It always builds. It has a nice build, usually a good peak. And this one was really fun because it, you know, as we talked about and skipping ahead, but it had a really great transition, right?
Yeah.
Into
That
My
was the best
Friend,
part of it. Was the
which
last
was really
2
cool.
minutes.
Like it really slowed itself down and then buttered into the next song. Which is
Kev's like
fantastic.
really doubling down on bad takes tonight. He's just like, I'm just gonna fill the whole show with terrible takes. No, that segue was probably the best part because it was so fucking great. But I think there's nothing wrong with a type 1 fun rocker to set the stage, right? Like to get people dancing and to get things loose and to get the fingers moving, you know, for Trey. I think that's perfectly great. You know, you should have that in the show. Not everything is going to go somewhere crazy. Yeah, no, and the segue was fucking super good.
And we like My Friend. I think everyone's happy with that. Were you happy, Llama?
Oh yeah, it was great placement too. Like it was amazing. It's a great all around. No comments.
I wonder if Llama's going to start to crash because he's been going so hard all day and out in the sun and stuff. And like by the end of the after show, he's just like,
So Sand Llama. So Sand was the big, meatiest, juiciest thing, I guess. Well, Blaze on a little longer.
yeah, second. But it
But
was
what'd you make of the Sand? Did you like it? Sand has become such a workhorse for them, showing up all the time.
Right, but I also expected it, so I was kind of like rolling with it, you know. Like it wasn't a surprise.
But it was so good. First of all, I want to go back and just say I
Right.
love that we got the Mife ending. I always like it when we get the Mife
Yes, I
That's
loved
always fun.
the Mife. Yes,
ending. So good. Love it. And then that sand, as we were talking about in our chat, was so different from like the New Year's run sand that we got. And this sand to me had a lot of that tweezer jam from April MSG in it, which is one of my favorite tweezers as of late. And I was telling you guys, I've listened to it like 500 times. So once they started kind of getting into that jam, I was like, oh, this sounds like the tweezer jam. And they really jammed that sort of jam out with it. And I thought that was really cool. And like, it's really cool that, you know, they played a lot of songs that they did play in the New Year's run tonight too, so there wasn't a big gap between them, but it's really interesting to hear Sand and then Sand played 1-2 shows ago and how different they can be, like really different in the jamming parts of it, which is really cool.
That's why it's okay that we get so many Sands, is because it can really go in a lot of different places in a lot of different ways. I felt like maybe they could have taken a little bit further tonight, because I agree that April Tweezer-esque jam was really interesting. And I kind of wanted it to keep going, and I thought it could have, had legs and really gone somewhere. But, this is kind of where we're at now, is those 14 to 17 minute. They're not micro jams. They're not like big jams. They're just like, that's like the kind of their wheelhouse. And, I'll take it.
And it's night one, right? It's a night one song, 4, 5 of night one jam. So, I mean, you're probably not going to get a super tight all together yet, but it sounded great for what it was. Like, it was fun, and it was good to hear. It was cool.
So then we had a nice short sample, and this is kind of what I think of.
Oh my god, dude, I loved it. I'm sorry. I hadn't had a sample before.
Best sample ever.
yeah, for me, best sample ever. Like, I never had one before, so yeah.
Well, this is kind of the set break, right? In my mind, when you have these one shows, they have like these short interlude songs. Is like sample kind of closed out the first set, and then like Yamar and Rogue were like,
one of these songs you're going to want to go take a piss during, so let's do a few.
And it's like, them. There's no big jams coming out of them. There's nothing, spectacular. It's fun. Like, it's not going to take the energy out of the room or out of the beach, right? But it is also going to let you have a chance to, like, go take care of things.
Which is a hike. It is a hike. Like,
what, to the bathrooms?
Yeah.
Really? They don't have spotter pots?
There's an ocean right next to
it. Yeah, there's an ocean. I was going to say, what about the water that's right there?
There is an ocean, but
and the ocean
conditions were not,
Isn't the water warm down there? So, I mean,
it is by the end of the show. You got a bunch of Wooks releasing.
It's not like Atlantic City or something, though, where you're like in the Atlantic cold ocean. I mean, I think it's a little warmer. Right. But I think that Yamar was cool. Yamar's always great. It could have used some steel drums on the beach, I thought would have been fun, but always a good tune. Like, always got that beachy vibe to it. So it's cool that they busted that out on there. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
It was Yamar.
It was
Two
Yamar.
words.
It was.
2 words. And then I thought Cars, Trucks, Buses. All right. Did either of you guys have a take on Roger? Yeah, I know. Do you have a take on Roger? I was like, we don't have to talk about every song.
It's got the flub, Kev's flub.
It has a flub, but I feel like when they play Roger, they're feeling it when they go into that, because the vocal is really complicated for them to all hit it right. And Trey didn't flub that part. He flubbed the easy part. What can you do? Part. And yes, I will take an instrumental song over anything any day of the week. So I'm pro Cars, Trucks, and Buses.
It's such a great, it just reminds me so much of like, I don't know, like 90s jam. Like, it's just so fun and upbeat. The thing is, though, coming out of it is you want like a rager. Like, I want a rager at least coming out of it. Like, I'm like a tweezer, or like, of course, everyone does. Why wouldn't you?
I was standing in the ocean in AC this summer, just
and it was warm.
Blissed out. And then I looked over, and a guy next to me was peeing. Like, and it wasn't like far from me. It was like 2 feet, like
close enough downstream from you.
Right? Which way was the tide going?
They're just ruined. I don't know, but it was close enough that I got out of the water so fast. I was like, no, I'm not gonna stay down here. No, it's funny too, because after Cars, Trucks, Buses, which by the way I want to go back to, and they came out to Blaze On, you were just like, meh. And I 100%, I just died laughing because I was like 100% how I felt. Of course, I think Trey knows that too, and that's why he jams the shit out of it and makes it what it often becomes.
Another great jam in that, but it was so, I know I was texting, I was like, oh man, this is where, like, like the forum show where we got the tweezer LA woman out of Cars, Trucks, Buses. I was like, this is what you always need out of it. And then it was Blaze On. I was like, Meh.
It
Okay.
was
the
the
Cars
only-
Trucks though, I want to say, hold on, I did want to go back on that. When he was playing, I was thinking about how people talk about how Trey's not as fast or not as clean, and I was thinking about like the Gaiudi in New York and some of in the what was it Rift in Deer Creek and like these things. And Cars Trucks Buses is not, I don't think, a super easy lick, and he was like not even close, like it was perfect. His fingers playing in that, and that was kind of when I was like, this is going to be a good year. Like, I think that one song out of the whole night and how clean he played bodes best for this year and how, I think it's going to go. Sorry, Kev. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right. No, I was going to ask you if we're having any 20-minute jams this year.
Well, if you say they're not, then they definitely will. Probably tomorrow.
I like the quality takes here. Blaze on sucks. Blaze on like Ruby Waves.
Blaze On was the only 3.0 song, right? Everything else was 1.0.
I think there were 2.
Which one? No, what?
Look at Blaze On in 46 days.
Oh,
I think
right,
they said.
46 days. Right. 40. I don't have the encore in front of me.
It is a very old vintage.
But Blaze On was the big meat. Blaze On was the meat of the light. Was the meat of the set. Really, it had the biggest jam. Where are you on the Blaze On, Llama?
Dude, I love Blaze On. Like, I've got it at probably 3/5 of my shows. Like, it's just a good.
This is exactly the right
song.
take. The intro always sucks, and you're kind of like meh, and then it rips somewhere in the middle, and you're like, okay, this is why they.
But here's the thing, right? Like, when you're around everybody and you hear the like intro plays on, and everybody gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I want to hang out.
Everybody's like Blaze On, and they want to hang out. Yeah, and everybody's gonna light one up. Like,
I want to be in that crowd.
Exactly.
I'm not usually in that crowd.
Exactly.
I'm in the meh crowd.
I love it. Yeah.
I feel like when I'm at a show and Blaze On comes on, like half the people around me turn and walk towards the bathrooms and like
really
start chatting.
I've had like maybe 4 Blaze Ons live now.
Yeah.
And every one of them, somebody's let one up, like, let's fucking go. And it was like,
well, we're nothing if not a bit
let's
cliche.
go.
How is the weed in Mexico? How is that?
It works, man. It happens. Like,
Do they still have the brickweed down there?
I was gonna say, is it still Mexico dirtweed, or have they progressed as well?
They've progressed.
Okay. Seeds popping in the joint, the flat seeds.
In your prototype.
The one thing I really liked about that Blaze On jam, though, was they brought back bleepies and bloopies, the Arcadia type sound, arcade sound, which I think is I really love that addition over the last couple of years to their jams. And it was a very old vintage show tonight, and like the jams were very up to that point, which is good, right? Like, I'm glad that we got the but I liked that the bleeps and bloops is still in the arsenal,
Well, then to your point, it's kind of like 3 in a row of twist, bouncing, and free of those old sort of songs, those and the first bouncing in Mexico.
Yeah. But it's funny you say old. The Free had a brand new Trey sound, and I am all about it. It's almost like a Wipeout, like surfer sound. They're like, wah. I can't sing the guitar effect, but the Trey sound in Free was so good.
Try.
Please.
It's a weird vibe on the late night after shows. It's like after the show we had last night, and then we come back here. It's like,
there we go. Yeah. It's brighter now. Try, please. No, okay.
We got the king of the woos. We got the king of the woos.
Yeah,
which I always love.
And it was a good jam because it was a dark and kind of spacey jam. It wasn't super long, but again, I liked it.
Compact but fierce.
Yeah, a very strong first show for the run, right?
And bouncing had to be cool. Was everybody bouncing? Like, did everybody get into the big bouncing dance?
Yes. I don't know. I thought bouncing was the weakest point of the whole night.
Oh, it's such
It had
I will
two. I
say
mean,
this.
it's fun on the beach, right? I mean, it's a fun beach song, and it was the first time they played in Mexico, so it was fun to get that off the board. I think it was one of the most played songs that they hadn't played down there. So
Yeah.
that's pretty.
We're figuring
sweet.
out merch, what we're gonna do with merch, Dublin. So stay tuned. We'll have new announcements. We had the merch store up and took it down like a month ago because we're adjusting inventory and things.
So like and subscribe, and
yeah.
I love bouncing because everybody, might grumble about bouncing outside of it, but when they play bouncing and you're there and everybody's just, it's such a happy, fun thing. And for 4 minutes, you're just like, oh yeah,
It does its thing, and it's exactly.
it does what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And no slow tune really. I guess Roger was slowest.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. It was a great fucking show, man. Like,
And then Free, to end it with Free is and again the second that and Sand are the two songs that have been played at every Mexico run so far as of night one. So got those in there, which is nice. But Free's always interesting way to close it. I thought is an interesting closer for Free, like a fun opener with Hood and an interesting Free to close. So the top.
It's a first set closer.
We're interesting, so closing the show with it was kind of different.
As much as I liked having Hood at the top of the show, it kind of set up the night for a disappointment because it's such an epic way to. That's such an epic song. No, like I know Llama, but like that you save that monster for the end of the show for the trajectory of energy, right? That's like the traditional thought of setlist construction.
It's a big
you
rock,
build and you build,
right.
and then you have like your antelope or your slave or your Hood, and and it's really hard when you're starting with a Hood to then hit that with a Free, right?
So
Like it was a great, but
what you're saying too is it would have been a good flip. Like had you opened with Free and then closed with Hood, it might have worked a little bit.
But that's
better
obvious.
construction of
That's
the set.
obvious. I think
right,
that's
but there's
obvious.
a reason it's obvious,
right?
It's you fall victim to having so many iterations of this, but there's a reason that the most common iteration is the best iteration. That's why it keeps happening.
And it gives you time to warm up to play the Hood and nail the Hood properly.
But the Hood was good. Like I loved the Hood.
Oh, and
I'm
glad
good.
they did it. It's a unique thing to experience, and I'm glad that they always mix it up. Right.
So Llama, how many first timers did you get tonight? For you. I know bouncing.
You're asking
right?
the two stats. You see him
bouncing.
We'll talk to him tomorrow about the stats.
Yeah,
it's like 10 shows. I think you can figure that out. I mean, he said he's seen like 4 blaze ons.
Right, he knew how many blaze ons he saw off the top of his head. He was won that shit.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but I pulled it up my ass. Like I don't.
Well, while you think about that, I'm gonna make one comment about Trey's dress tonight. I loved the shirt, the beachy shirt he had on. I don't know if you guys ever watched like the old
It
Two
looked
and a
like
Half
it had
Men
ketchup stains or something
with
on
Charlie Sheen, like the old Two and a Half Men. Like it was one of those shirts where he always wore the low button with kind of the
bowling
long
shirt.
sleeves.
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
bowling shirt.
Bowling shirt. It was exactly that. He looked very comfortable up there.
That's what I wear when I go out to like Easter. I have a black bowling shirt.
Nice.
So when I have to dress up, that's about as
That's
good
his
as it
dressing.
gets.
It's beach casual.
You can get me out of a
He
t-shirt.
didn't bust out the bucket hat though. I was kind of really excited.
That's just for the sun, man. That's to keep that
Did you see the
tender face
umbrella?
of his.
Can I just say that's taking Dad Rock though to a whole new level, doing the sound check with the bucket hat.
I think it's rock star shit, man.
It's that Mexico sun, man. You don't want to get burned on day one.
Maybe we need Wook plus bucket hats.
Maybe that's the new merch.
We can throw one off. There you go.
We haven't plugged merch for like 2 years, and then like the first show after we take the store down, that's all we talk about.
People want merch.
Yeah, but did you see the umbrella though they set up over Phish for the sound check? Like one of those big golf type umbrellas. Like, man, those guys really hate this song.
They're coming straight from what, Vermont? Like back
Vermont.
You're like a fork in a microwave.
Yeah,
when you
Trey
get down
lives
there,
in
man.
New York. He goes
get
from his
fried.
apartment to MSG or the Beacon. That's like it.
Yeah,
He
that's
doesn't
all he
see the
does.
sun.
That's Trey's life. Wait, I just realized Shade is the fucking bullshit song. Apparently they like the Shade from all sorts of places.
Right.
Different ways.
Liar.
Do we want to talk about this encore?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
46
wait.
days.
Should we do housekeeping since we don't have a set
Yeah.
break?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to be here after each night, 15 minutes after encore. And if you want to join the conversation and be part of it like you are tonight, come in, say hi. We're going to do this every night. Like this video, leave a comment. And if you're not already, subscribe because we have a lot of great stuff coming up. This Wednesday, we're going to have game night for Live. A bunch of people are coming on as a panel, and it's going to be an absolute blast. Old school. If you've been with us for a while, this is going to be one of those old school, just super fun episodes. Yeah, that was it, right?
It's going to be fantastic.
Fantastic. It's going to be really good.
It's probably going to be one of the best things we've ever done. So you got to tune in.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that promo.
46
Just like
days.
this is phenomenal.
46 days it's a good rocker. I don't like it as an encore though because I want something else.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Just anything. It just leaves you, I don't know.
Just trying to finish out the night with his takes, man.
No, it feels like when it's like opening a set or in the middle of a set, it's a builder.
Ghost.
It's a block,
Ghost.
Thank you.
Opener tomorrow night. Ghost.
Ghost Llama opener tomorrow night.
Yes.
We're going to put in a call to Trey. Trey, I know you're watching. I know you just got back to the room. I just saw someone else pop in, so.
I never put that much weight on encores, and I feel like a lot of people do. And maybe that's like, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm like superior, like or righteous. Like maybe I should, but whatever I get it's a bonus, right? Like I try to think of encores truly as an encore is supposed to be. It's like the bonus to the show. And if I had a fucking great show, it's just like a cherry on top. Unless it's a complete train wreck, that can derail the show. But like 46 days, it was fine. It wasn't phenomenal, but I think it's a good end of the show. It's like
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of with Kev. Like you kind of want. I'm that way with like character 0. I hate when I get a 0 encore because I'm just like, like
give me a little something.
Yeah, like you kind of want something special or something a little bit different or something a little bit.
Throw a Rocky Top. Throw a Rocky Top when they're just take it next level, crazy fast bluegrass for 3 minutes. And
I have a question for T. Quick lick or no encore for favorite choice.
Now I was gonna say actually there's one band that hasn't been doing encores, which I really respect, and that's our boys Taper Choice, who just kind of leave after the last song.
I'm not drinking tonight, otherwise we'd all have to take a sip.
I'll take 2.
I was gonna say Llama drinking for all of us, so it's all right. I totally
agree with you though, Llama. It's true. Like I respect that. Just walking off after it and being like, oh, they're done.
A lot of times, Garcia band from 89 forward, no encore. When you got an encore, it was something special that night.
True. And I like it. I respect that. I like the move. I like just ending the show and you're like, all right, we're done.
Though, if Phish did that, there'd be riots.
Fucking encores are such a jerk off thing, though. I mean, let's get rid of the encore. What do you run off stage? You go do some bad coke off,
light your
off
light
the speakers, and then you run back out and play another song.
I don't think that's what the rest of us do.
Cocaine Bear Kevin.
Did you know that was actually a biography of Kev?
That's what we used to call him.
All right, everybody, well, they aren't really cheering, but we got to go back out there. It's the worst when no one cheers and they're just like, come on, dude, let's get this over with.
I don't know. I feel like Phish fans are pretty good at keeping the energy up, though.
Well, now though, nobody really cheers for the encore because you just expect it, like it's coming. So you're just like, okay, I can sit down for a couple minutes, bark a bowl, like relax, and wait for them to come back out and do this. It's not like you're not getting like the our level fade away, and you're just like clapping the whole time, like waiting for them to come back out, which was fun. But I digress. It is what it is.
The best was not fade away with the dead. Because the crowd would sit
back
there.
In my day, we earned our encores.
We did. It was hard work.
You cheered before they came out because you were cheering. If you weren't cheering, they walked off.
All right, Llama, you get some sleep and you rage tomorrow.
All right.
That's the prescription from the doctor.
Send us some cool pics.
from the Coke Bear.
Like, subscribe.
All right,
Ring
we'll
the
see you
bell.
guys tomorrow
See you
night.
guys
This was
tomorrow.
fun.
That was fun.
See ya.
Have a good night.
All right.